frantic multiple personality disorder in a Stevenson novel wherein I became, once was, from a doctor, a demon. And this is where the evil resides. A genius of an argument that discredits myself, and I'm referring to the evil concept of the philosophy that is two minds linked together in an external world, and therein becomes the evil genius that senses the competition of the illusion of self on self and the sensitivity of a dual fate continuum, wherein the scholars, they believe that the omnipotence of two people can exist in one, and altering the mathematics of the chemical reactions within. This is what can't and cannot happen in the systematic doubt of those that try to describe the meditations of the delirious humanity that we are. And this is blasphemy, because no one can really say what love is anyway, and no one sure as hell can't say what your personality is, or even the streaming of your consciousness, other than the synapses and firing off electrodes and whatever else is going on inside your brain. And the accusation to the references of the passage of the first medallion is that, well, disgrace is the optimal of God, is that good and evil is something else. And I don't want to identify any accusers, but this is not about being omnipotent. This is not about someone else. This is about the Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll residing inside myself. And I realize I said those things backwards, because this is how they see themselves in the split personality of a dozens, and on stage in the adaptation of myself walking in every moment in this story told by the viewpoint of myself. And this is the premise of the basic baseline of who you ought to be and how you ought to see yourself in the mirror, and the introduction of a romantic element, which is that, well, in any original story, especially one where you're trying to diminutate the hierarchy of the adaptations of the protagonists and the parodies of your own limitations, that the notable examples of every chronological order is to change yourself, and therefore you have adjusted the mirror. And this is Split, a psychiatric dissolved mental disorder where I've come out of the past, and this I once was sick, and now my disorder helps me because I realize that I'm more than just a customary weaponry of a hemorrhage, wherein the manuscript of myself is made by the comments and the allegory written within. And sure, I respond to myself, and that's really cool, but some people think it's frantic when you rewrite yourself in the revisions of your own historical context as if I was on LSD or cocaine. But I've never tried that because, well, the metaphysics of my own brain are tremendous, and instead of harming myself, I'd rather cheer on the explicit memory plot of myself, and therein you should find yourself at your own figurine. Please don't be sinister. Describe yourself as something beautiful, and in the mirror someday you will be, as long as you utter the human hybrid words of hope against the chronological conquest of greed and avarice in the world's information highway of, well, it's an Enfield and it's going off in your mind to windsweep you into sinister places wherein the socially accepted hurdles are built in the anxiety laboratory deep inside yourself, where you worry about the future and doubt the past, and tell everyone, well, this is where I came from and this is where I ought to be, but this is all involuntary metamorphosed energy that, well, in waking hours the laboratory of self is, well, it's distorting. So you might as well say that I have multiple personalities anyway, because you can't figure out yourself from the past. And this is the transformation of a frequency that is so absolutely and unintelligibly necessary that the subsequent batch of self in the mirror should be renewed every day by hope and the frailty of love. Do not fail, for the production of all of this effects and the transformation of perseverance is an original opinion that is speculated by no one or everyone, but is the essential ingredient in your own potion, the concoction of your letter-marked love, formulated from self, from the past and to the future, so permanently be the experiment of the documentation of a novella of self. Love, hug, mirror, peace.